So I like to, different devotees do it differently, but this is what I like to do. At least a lot of times I like to do this. And you'll see, in the pictures that I'll show in due course, you'll see how it is that it gives them a certain feel. And that is, instead of putting like this, you could do it like that, but it doesn't do much for them. But rather, I like to bring it to the side a little, so there's and bring this up a little and this down a little, so that it accentuates that movement of his hip. See, and it should be rounded, so that it's looking. See what I'm saying? Instead of just doing it like straight across in front,
Like a soldier.
Yeah, it'd be, to give them a little pizzazz. You can say it's more rusty. So I bring it up further over here. And I don't worry about this because usually the garland covers that, even though it's off-centered. It'll be off-centered. You see, so now, sometimes you can do it more off-centered, sometimes, and like if you have flower belts, like many times we make flower belts for them. So that may cover part of it anyway. So, but if there is a flower belt, I always make sure that at least this part, the top part of this belt is showing, and some portions of the jewel belt will be showing through the flower belt also. So to bring it up like this, so it's making him look like this more innocent. No. So there's different ways of doing his chutter. Most of the time he's getting late. So we'll at least get. I'll show you one of my favorite. One is that you. This is the normal way, so to speak. Just to bring this. This has a tendency, you don't want to cover up his form too much. If you want to show his hip a little more, then you have to bring it over a little more, and then you might even have to pin it like this, and then. Sometimes you can pin it to right around his sleeve here, but most of the time I prefer to bring it down here and get like a little, so that it looks a little wavy. See? Instead of just going like this. You see the difference? You can do it like that. That's one style, but I prefer to give it a little curl, which means you have to pull it out here and then curl it back, and you can curl it back more or less, like that, to give it just a little curl sometimes, or sometimes you give it a little more. Using pins, yeah. So if you, I'll show you how to do it, because this I do sometimes, but there's this other way where it's coming off. Both of them are coming off of one arm, which I can illustrate or demonstrate the principle more graphically here. This is on both sides. So for this one, see how it's longer, right? So you have to go around a couple times on his arm. There's many ways of doing this also. You can, there's the straight style, where everything is pulled out straight. But that doesn't have so much bother. But I don't like it. I don't like it that it's just, like some devotees, they just hang it from the string like that. But if you have to remember that whichever direction the string's coming from, that's the direction that the cloth is going to go toward. So that's why I have these two strings hanging here. Because in order to get it a curled effect, you have to pull it around this way, and there should be strings, usually the furthest string, closest to Radharani. But first usually I do it from here. The same idea. But this one, there's no real hard and fast rule. What is this? This is one. So here we have a situation where there's a very long string. So you do your figure 8. You can do it like high. If you do it higher, you can get it, but you have to have a different line. In order to get get it up high. And usually it won't be from the back. You have to adjust according to your sing-a-song setup. And here you don't want to put it on the end. Keep it like 1.5 inches or so away from the end. No. Because you want this to come down like this. See, if you put it on the end, then it's going to go like that. You see? So in order to get the curl effect, now there's another little trick. Sometimes you can use the string that's previously there. Where's this? If you use a string that's already been used, then you put the pin through the cloth, right, and back out again, and then you just wrap it once, or sometimes twice. Once is sufficient. You wrap the string around. It's already attached down here. See, so you just put it here and wrap it around once is sufficient. The reason why you want to do that is because if you don't do that, then this angle is not generated. You want to make sure that the lines are going, complementary to the curl. And sometimes, see, look at this. In order to get even more of a curl, you can pull this down and pin it to the cloth that's going around his arm.
How long do you take to dress Shakti?
Well, we have about 2 hours, but usually the rascal that I am, I chance and jump it first, and then I come on about 50 minutes, 45 minutes, sometimes even before, and I can dress both of them in 45 minutes. But I'm on fire. If I'm going to do it in a short time, very quickly. But I prefer to have at least an hour for dressing both of them, because it gives me more time to be a little more discreet in the way I'm putting it together. But I can do all these type of things within 45 minutes. Yeah.
So everything is already set, or jewelry or whatever?
No.
So within that time?
Within that time, I'm choosing the jewelry and doing everything. So look, see? You don't like if you're going to do a curl like this. This is you can say is a more advanced technique than just hanging things out straight. This is where it's going to take a little more time, a little more understanding. But like, look, see what the cloth is doing here. It's kind of like folding. Sometimes it's necessary to make even a little more of a curl from the inside, because you fold it up, you pull on it like that, and then take a pin. To make sure that it's looking nice and round. See? And then you do the same thing with this one. But usually I don't use another string, but if it's not, if it doesn't pull on it too much, if the cloth is too flimsy, then if you attach it to here, then the tendency will be to pull it down and spoil the lines there. But this doesn't seem like it's too flimsy, so we'll try it. And this is not going to be as accentuated as this one. And when you use the string for this side, it takes some of the weight off also. We don't have any, oh, we have a garland. Yes, it is. You do it for Krishna Balaram times. It will, see, in this one, you have to use a pin to keep the curl.
I mean, you can use the same dressing technique.
Same dressing technique, yeah.
With the belt also.
Yeah. Depending on the pose of the deity. If the deity is posing in one way, then you want to try to accent that pose. And see, you don't want this kind of thing to happen. Of course, you don't notice it here because there's two sides. But if there's a back side, you got to make sure that when you're looking from down particularly, that the backside, like sometimes you'll see this part hanging down below, the back of it hanging down below your border. if it's, depending on, sometimes it may be useful. Here it's not necessarily, it's not useful, but sometimes to join the two together, depending on. No, you don't, whatever, see, you have to, there's a certain kind of logic that you have to use. That if one thing is flying, then why would the other thing just be hanging limp? You understand? So you want the motion, both things, the motion to be similar. Even if the dhoti was longer, I would also make a curl on the dhoti. So now we're ready for the ground. You can put a choker on him. I guess we could do that. That's done before you put on the garment. Choker means it's like, it's not a necklace, but it's a, yeah, comes up in the neck. Do we have a choker?
Yeah.
Usually I don't do it.
Radhe. Radhe. You can do something else, Radhe? All came from the street power.
And another point is, see, this is silver. You don't want to use silver jewelry when it's a gold outfit, but we're going to use it anyway. No. Oh. This is almost like a belt.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is not so good either. See how this like got 3 lines? So when you do it, when you let it loose, it comes forward. It doesn't actually, you can't get it to, so this is not so good. Usually I don't even use one because you hardly ever see it anyway. This is okay.
There you go.
There's different ways of hanging the garland, but in the situation where you've flown it up like this, then you also want the garland to go more in that direction. If this is coming down, then the garland, you can even have the garland going in this direction toward Radharani. But then this will be in a different configuration. Usually we have, in Vrindavan, we make moon lockets, which are double or triple even, We call them moon lockets. It's better to avoid, no, mostly it's double. Sometimes triple. No, there's a little, we call it moon locket. Yeah, I don't know why they call it moon locket. 3, yeah. Usually it's 3.
Yes.
Let's see.
After the locking on, then there is 3.
Oh, I see.
Yes, and then on the bottom there's like bigger flowers. You know, usually we use like these little, like this kind of flower. Small. And the bottom is like small. So here I'm doing what I would not do usually, and that's putting a line across. It's better if it can be avoided, so we'll try to avoid it. Have it behind. Did you see what I did? Yeah, you have to go around twice, and then pull it, and it locks it. And usually,
Is it safe enough? Is it safe enough? Go around
Twice,
You
yeah.
just pull it?
yeah, but you have to go around between the flowers. You don't want to pull it. You don't want to go around the flower and then pull it, and it breaks the flower apart. There's a gap or something.
But in our case here, mother, the garden is so huge and heavy.
Yeah, well, you might have to go 2 or 3 times. You know.
And lock it by.
No, you lock it just by locking it. No, you don't have to. This is not. This will also be going a little to the side. And sometimes, I mean, this is one way of doing it, is just having, you know, like that. But I usually bring it to the side, and then sometimes bring it over his arm like that. I prefer to have an inside garland also, 2 garlands. Because what the inside garland does, the function it serves, is it helps to hold up the, you know, the necklaces. Whereas now it's more difficult. Do we have necklaces?
Yeah.
Just single strands? Yeah. Oh, that's too small.
We're a little overtime. Is it okay with
We're over time? Well, I can't stay too long because I have to go for kirtan.
you? Okay. So what we'll have, like,
Yeah.
Kumapu, can you do a quick turban after this, like 5 minutes? Kumapu will do just one quick turban.
Yeah, okay.
And then we'll go into tomorrow, Shrimati Radharani.
Okay, so my feeling is, after so many years of doing it, is that, I mean, I've seen a lot of pujaris, they have a tendency to want to put the necklace all the way down to the end of the garland. But kind of like, why would somebody want to have necklaces hanging all the way down to his knees? It doesn't make too much sense to me. You know, usually a necklace is around your neck, and it may come down to the navel or something. That's what you're not usually. I mean, a garland from Shastra, we see that the garland can go to the knees or to the feet even, but the necklace is not going to go to the feet. And it doesn't make too much sense. So usually, what I do, and for sure, one of the main things that I advocate, many times I see in many temples, they dress the deity in such a way that looks very illogical to my way of thinking. And that is that they have the garland coming over here. And they have all the necklaces coming over here. And so what that means, in effect, is that, you know, Krishna has to stick his hand. I mean, why would Krishna want to be sticking his hand through the garland, you know, to get to his flute, to play his flute? It doesn't. It's not very sensible. So yeah, I see that a lot of times, you know. But
Did you all get what he's saying?
no. So I never do that because I prefer seeing a more natural, logical way that Krishna's going to be if Krishna has his flute in his right hand, right? Press it to his lips, you know, to attract the beautiful gopis. Then here's his garland. He's going to swing his arm around this side. It's not going to go through. He's going to swing his arm around this side. And he's going to latch onto the flute and play it, right? So it's a more natural, it's a sensible thing. So to keep it more within the realm of common sense, I always do it that way. Sometimes when I put the jewelry on, if I have, like sometimes when he lifts his arm up to play the flute, perhaps he'll catch it, and it's not totally illogical that his arm will force the garland up here in the middle, and then it'll be coming over a little like that. And then sometimes when I put the necklaces on, I'll have the necklaces also following suit. But many times, just to put, and then it reveals his arm. So sometimes you can reveal the arm, and different. You have to take into consideration which parts of, because on different days you might want to just do, because variety is the mother of inspiration, for the devotees. Mother enjoyment for Krishna, mother inspiration, the service to the devotees. So one day you want to do, you don't want to do, repetition of a good thing is a good thing, but you don't want to repeat it too much. You want to do one day one way, and then it's just like, it's the same thing. Many times devotees ask me why it is that I like to sing so many different kinds of tunes. Prabhupada didn't like, Prabhupada only sang, 2 or 3 different tunes, and Aindra came out with all these, varieties and varieties of tunes. It's the same principle. That we're decorating, just like we're decorating the holy name in this way and that way. We see the deity in a different light. Every time we dress the deity in one way, then you're going to see Krishna looking like, and that will be, oh wow, look at how he looks now, And then the next time, it increases, especially for advanced devotees. They don't need any jewelry. They don't need any, they don't need anything. It can look, and still Krishna's there. There's 2 types of ruchi, as far as ruchi goes, as it's described in Madhurya Kadambini. One type of ruchi is that there are accoutrements which become the cause of the inspiration to do the service, and the others without accoutrements. So if you dress the deity nicely or don't dress the deity nicely, then okay, fine. Krishna's Krishna, and we just want to see his beautiful face. But if you obliterate the beautiful face by putting way too much paint on his face, or cover his form in ways that don't allow the devotees to actually see, different aspects of Krishna's beauty, then we're not really doing much of a service, but rather we may be doing a disservice. So anyhow, I'll just. You may have to use blue tack in the back. We'll keep the necklaces like right around there. These kinds of pearls that are not loose on a string are more difficult to deal with. You have to use blue tack to. No, not that's the problem. Is that there's not enough space between the beads, to twist them together. So you have to stick them together with blue tack. Okay, now look, see. The same thing. Go around it twice. And that should hold it in place. See. So it's following the garland. I always start from the outside in. First the garland, then the next longest one, then the next. Because if you do it the opposite way, you're going to run into trouble. See, I'm doing the same thing here. See, we have all this string left over, extra. So this extra string behind. It's the same string that was from the garland up to here, up to there.
So when you're undoing, you can just take this and cut it off.
No, you just pull it. When you undo it, just pull it out. See? And then pull it out. Yeah, you need another string for that. Yeah. Yes.
Same to same.
Here's how you do this. You have to twirl this around, figure eight, put it approximately where you want it, right? Twirl it around, figure eight, 2 times. And then put it into the middle of the, so that it goes through the middle of whatever hard flower is there. And you have this, you have to deal with this. Here's a string hanging down here. You know, if they're way too long, you don't need to just cut it off. But then you might need it for something another time, and then you waste time getting a new string on. So sometimes if it's long, you need to just put it up behind.
So let us thank Aindra Prabhu. I think he has got another assignment as well. Thank you very much. Now, do you have time or otherwise, is it around 5 minutes? Okay, they are okay with 5 minutes. Maybe you can show them one.